Hey, so in this section, it is 12.4. This is volumes of prisms and cylinders. So we just finished surface area, which for surface area, that is like say you have a carton of ice cream. I'm kind of craving ice cream right now. So a carton of ice cream, the surface area would be how much cardboard is actually needed to make that carton of ice cream. The volume, which is what we're going to talk about in this section, or these upcoming sections, would be how much ice cream you can actually fit into the cardboard container. So the volume of a figure is the measure of the amount of space that the figure encloses. So it's just how much stuff you can cram all in there. So to find the volume of a prism or a cylinder, they're both actually very much the same. What changes is only part of the formula. But you multiply the area of the base by the height of the prism. So no matter what shape the base is, whether it be a triangle, a circle, a square, a rectangle, hexagon, pentagon, whatever, you find the base area first, and you times it by how tall it is, or how far the bases are apart. So more specifically, if you have a cylinder, the volume of a cylinder is pi r squared times the height, because the area of a circle is pi r squared, and we take it times the height. So let's get right into our first problem here. So we want to find the volume of this rectangular prism. Well, it's a rectangular prism. It really doesn't help us because it doesn't tell us where all our bases are, but I'm just going to assume that my bases are right here, down here at the bottom. So to find the base area first, you take, since it's a rectangle, base times height, so it's 5 times 4. So the area of my base is 20 square centimeters. So to find the volume, I take the number I just got, which was 20, and times it by how tall this is. Well, going from this base to this base, it is 10 centimeters. So it means the entire volume of the shape is 200. Now, last time we always did square centimeters. Now we're going to have cubed because we did centimeters times centimeters. So we get, 3 times we get centimeters cubed. So all the answers that you have for volume, it is now going to be cubed. So in a triangular prism, we do the exact same thing. Find the area of the base. So my base is this triangle right here. Now to remember, area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So the base of the triangle is 6. My triangle is 3 centimeters tall. I divide that by 2. Well, let's see. 6 times 3 is 18. 18 divided by 2 is 9. So my base area is 9 centimeters squared. So to find the volume, again, just use V. You don't have to use any long formulas for this. So the volume will be the base area of 9 times how far apart these two bases look. So I know the picture doesn't look exactly the same. I don't know what happened at the bottom of this prism. It looks kind of wonky, but just go with it. So this base and this base right here are 12 centimeters apart. So we do 9 times 12. And we get that, let's see, 9 times 10 is 90, 9 times 2 is 18, so we get 108 cubic centimeters, or centimeters cubed. They mean the exact same thing. So let's move on to another triangular prism where we're not given the height. This is the slant height. Remember, we need to find the actual height of this triangle, so we need to go straight up and down. So in order to do that, we have to use Pythagorean theorem. We know one side is 10. Because this whole base is 12, that means this side is 6. So Pythagorean theorem, says that 6 squared plus my other side, let's call it h, plus h squared is equal to 10 squared. So if we solve this, we get 36 plus h squared equals 100. So h squared equals 64. That means my height is 8. So this is 8 feet tall. For those of you who know your Pythagorean triples, this is a 3, 4, 5 triangle. Just multiply by 2. So base area. Again, it's triangle, so we do base, which is 12, times height. This whole triangle is 8 feet tall. Divide that by 2. So let's see, 12 divided by 2 is 6, and 6 times 8 is 48. So our base area is 48 feet squared, or square feet. We say it either way. So our volume, again, base area, so 48 feet squared, times how far apart are these two triangles. So going from here to here, the only distance we have is 25. So times by 25 feet. Now, I can't do it in my head, so I did it ahead of time. So what we got here was 1,200 cubic feet. That'd be a lot of ice cream. That'd be awesome, though. So now I'll move on to cylinders. You do the exact same thing. You still find the base area, and then you find the volume. So the base is a circle. So going back to area of a circle, that is pi times radius squared. We're given the diameter, and we're also, the very nice source, they gave us the radius. So we do 2.25 squared. So the base area is 5.0625 pi. Don't forget the units. These two tick marks mean inches squared, or means inches, sorry, and since it's base area, we do squared. So to find the volume, we take the base area, so 5.0625 pi, and times it by how tall this is. Well, going from base to base, it is 11.5 inches tall. So when you multiply this, you get a really long decimal. So when you have something like this, you're most likely going to end up rounding to either the tenths or the hundredths place. So let's do the hundredths place. So we get 58.22 pi, because remember pi just goes on at the end. And the two tick marks mean inches, so this is cubic inches. And yes, if you put a 2 there, you will get the wrong answer. I will not mark that correct. You gotta have a 3. So one last example. So it's kind of a short video tonight. So one last example is a hexagonal prism. We do the exact same thing as we did before. You find the base area, then you find the volume. Well, here my bases are hexagons. So we have to go back to the formula for hexagons. Well, the formula for area of a hexagon, which is just a regular polygon, is the apothem times the perimeter divided by 2. Well, they're nice enough. They gave us the apothem, so that's nice. But we don't know anything about the side lengths, because this 11 points to the height. So the 11 is how tall it is. So we have to use, I know I hear so many of you groaning right now, we have to use APMS. So what you do, draw the nice little triangle here. We know the apothem is 5√3. So based on, let's see, 6 sides, so that means the 60 degrees is down here and the 30 degrees is up here. So let's start doing our chart. So APMS. APMS. If you know how to do without the APMS chart, by all means, fast forward about 30 seconds and we'll be done with this. So we have 30, 60, 90. So that is 1√3, 2. So my 5√3 is furthest away from 60, so it goes here. These two right here, they both have a square root of 3, so the difference is 5. So that is our multiplier. For those of you who didn't see it, remember we always do side divided by pattern. So 5√3 divided by square root of 3 cancels, so we're just left with 5. So multiply 5, multiply 10. So what we're given is that this outside piece right here, since it's across from the 30, is 5 yards. So that means this other half of it is 5 yards. So that tells me this whole entire side length, so each side length of this hexagon is 10 yards. So now it's time to find the perimeter. So perimeter is one side length, so that'd be 10, times the number of side lengths, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 10 times 6. So my perimeter is 60. So my base area, again, remember, apothem times perimeter divided by 2. So the apothem we had was 5 square root of 3 times the perimeter we just found to be 60, all divided by 2. So when you get that, let's see, 60 divided by 2 is 30. 30 times 5 is 150 square root of 3. Since it's area, it is yards squared. So volume, the last part of this. Oops. Well, that's kind of cool. We'll leave that for now, but then we'll go back to a color here. So volume is equal to the base area, so 150 square root of 3, times the height. So this prism is 11 yards tall. So if I multiply those, I'm going to go back to that color because that was kind of cool. Oh, that's a highlighter. I don't want a highlighter. Oh well. Equals, so when I multiply those, I get 1,650 times the square root of 3 yards cubed. Now, in this case, I want you to leave, if you have a square root, leave it with the square root unless the directions say round. So just like with pi, if it has a pi in it, leave pi in it unless it says in the directions to round. So I know I kind of went through that all fast. Go back, look at all the examples again, rewind them, watch them over and over and over again because you know you just love the sound of my voice. That's kidding, that's a joke. So here's the 2 questions I want you to do on the quiz tonight or before class tomorrow. I need you to find the volume of the cylinder. Go back to actually 2 pages ago in this example. So do that real fast, pause me, and then go on. The second question is, this is a triangular prism. Remember triangles, you have to have the base and the height. I gave it to you. So I kind of also gave you 2 extra numbers that you do not need in this problem. You just need the base of the triangle and the height of the triangle. And then you also need the height of the prism, which you are given. So there, like I said, there are 2 extra problems on here, or 2 extra numbers on here that you do not need. So make sure you do this, get it all done, take the quiz, turn it in, and I hope you understand volume.